Hello, my name is Regis Lorne, and today we are here to talk about the institutional profile analysis for global businesses. Which country do I pick? I pick France for a lot of reasons. Okay, let's go over those reasons. So first of all, France is in the center of Europe. For the people that don't know, why France? For personal reason. So I do speak French, and I also love the culture. France has a really robust economy, and the market access. Like I said earlier, is in the center of Europe. So the market access is something that is very important for the development of the industry that you pick when you want to move there and develop your company. I also pick this specific place because of the skilled workforce. So also I want to add to that the quality of life. I really enjoy the quality of life in France, and that's one of my place for that I put on my retirement list. If I want to retire, definitely an option for me, just because of the quality of life. So let's talk about formal institution in France. So you would ask, what is formal institution? So there's different type of formal institution is a set of political and legal and economy structure that are placed in a certain country that are allowed to I want to say lead the country, but those are necessary for the everyday life of the country. How the legal system is how the legal system is used for different things, how the political system is used, how the economic system is used, can help the country grow in many aspects, or can help the country. I mean, can force the country to to uh, to struggle a lot. So let's talk about the formal institution in France. So there's bad aspect of it, and there's good aspect. Let's start with the good aspect. Okay. So the good aspect of the French institutional uh, system is the fact that it's a stable legal system. And when I mean legal system, I'm also talking about a civil law system with a strong emphasis on written law and hierarchy of courts, including administrative and judicial branches, guided by the principles of legal positivism. I also want to talk about the robust intellectual property protection. What I mean by that is the robust intellectual property protection through a comprehensive legal framework that safeguard copyrights, uh, patents, trademark, and other form of intellectual and property, ensuring creators and inventors' rights are respected and are very enforced. So basically, if you create something, if you're a French artist, mainly, let's talk about art. If you're a French artist, there's a lot of things that you're gonna create that there's so many rules to protect your work. Nobody can copyright like that. In the United States, those laws are very weak, and it's easy to get a work around it. But in France, it's very hard for people to get a work around it, and that's really what I love about France. Because I'm an art lover. I don't know if you the main reason why I pick France is the fact of art too. I'm an art lover. I love the culture concerning art, and art is very important in France, and that's why those rules are made in place. So they would not lose the essence of the country, because the essence of the country is based on art. Also, talking about art, one of the good aspects is a well-developed infrastructure. So France is really advanced concerning infrastructure. But the thing that I like about the advancement is they still can keep old infrastructure, they maintain them, and it's just beautiful. I don't know if you ever visited France or you ever looked the picture in the town of France and everything, the different town like Paris and many others. Old infrastructure are kept alive. You could see some building that are from 1700, and those old buildings just look so neat, so clean, because that's the part of French art. Those buildings represent French art. Those architects work on it a very long time ago, and they still beautiful. And through the other infrastructure, the new infrastructure that are created today are well blended with that old infrastructure, and it's just so beautiful. So let me not get lost. So we were talking about the good aspect. Now let's talk about the bad aspect, okay? So the bad aspect, I want to say that there's a ident- identifying challenges with the formal institution. So as we can see today, we are in 2023. We can see that France is going through a lot of formal institution issue. They have a lot of problem with the government, with the president. There's been over the last 18 months, there've been a lot of protests throughout the country because of the action took by the president, and the thing that the people are not with, the people are against the action that he's been taking, and it's really challenging over there. And it's most of the time it's like that with different president that they have. They will elect this president, but they are very outspoken about the thing that they do not like, and they'll be protesting. French is one of the country that protest a lot, and that is very bad for sometimes for the economy. Um, right after COVID, they had a big protest, and a lot of people stopped working in the school system. It was a wreck, and that's one of the things that's really bad about them. You know, and let's stay on that. We're going to talk about the complex labor regulation. And that's one of the things, like I just said, teacher were out because regulation is there's so many rules concerning that because they want to take care of the people that are working out there. Their labor is really important. So there's so many rules about it. And when something bad happen, the system can just shut down and wait until things are fixed. And with the like we were just talking earlier with the legal system right now, it is so hard right now under labor regulation. And one of my big no is high taxation. Oh, this one is big. There's such of a high taxation in France, and it is a problem that because of that, there's a lot of company that decide to have their company in different countries such as Dubai because they tax free, and then they can operate in Dubai and ship all this stuff in France because the taxation is really hard on them. So let's talk about how to fix this problem. How to fix this problem? I'll talk about legal consultation. So you can reach to other country to see how they're doing, how they working, how they putting things together to better your own country. And also tax solution planning. We have a really good tax system in the U.S. and I do feel like a lot of country in the world. I'm myself from a different country, and I do feel like a lot of country in the world need to reach out to the U.S. and see how the taxation system works, so they can learn from the U.S. Okay, so let's talk about informal institution. So, a formal institution is a set of culture, ethic, and norms that are put together to create the essence of the country, like I like to call it. So, let's talk about the informal institution in France. So, there's a good aspect to it and bad aspect, just like the formal institution. So, the informal institution in France, the good aspect are strong work ethic. French people work. They love work and they're very good at it. And the cultural appreciation of fine arts. I had just spent a lot of minutes about it, so I'm not gonna go back on it, but it is very important. And the business etiquette. So the business etiquette in French is characterized by a formal land hierarchical approach, emphasizing punctuality, proper attire, and respect for title and ranks. I myself, I love to dress very well, and I can tell you that it's because I'm not gonna say because I'm French, and but because I've grew up in this environment. I grew up in an environment where people dress very well, and it's very important. Okay, let's talk about the informal institution for a bad aspect. Okay, so the tendency toward bureaucracy. It is characterized by a complex administrative system, extensive regulation, and a preference for centralized decision making within government and organization. And also risk aversion. I myself was a finance major before switching to business management, so I can tell you that less risk equal to less reward. And the French is they are now willing to take big risk when it comes to a lot of different stuff, and they prefer stability and predictability in both businesses and public policy, often valuing establishing practice and approaches over rapid change and innovation. So yeah, now let's talk about how to fix this problem. It's easy. I want to say that it's easy, but One thing is to build strong relationship. It is very important for French people to build strong relationship. So as a business that start establishing in French, I think my main thing is gonna be networking, trying to know the people around me, and the French people love those cafe. They would just go to a cafe, have a good meeting over there in a small atmosphere when they can discuss with different people and open discover new relationship, and that's how they build those company, and understand local custom. Like I said, cafe is really important. This is one of the local custom that you gotta understand, you gotta know. And one thing about France is being a foreign is very harsh over there, and I've seen that. I've experienced since, like I said, I'm a French speaker from a different country, not France. I do speak French, but I've been there many times, and the business politic is very hard, very harsh for international. So yeah, so let's talk about striving industry in France. Okay. So you would ask, what is striving industry? Striving industry is a set of growth potential and the demand in an industry. So the striving industry in France is very interesting because, like I said earlier, France is the center of Europe. And when you think of the growth potential that you can have in the center of Europe, the domain that you can have in the center of Europe, all the country around you wants your product, and it's very important. It is very valuable, and it helps you on that growth potential. It's like you don't. I mean, obviously you're gonna have to work, but you do less effort compared to other country because you are in the middle of it, in the middle of the market. Everybody's after what you're providing. And okay, let's talk about the striving industry in France. Let's talk about renewable energy. So, France is an active and influential member of the International Renewable Energy Agency, ARENA. It plays a role in shaping the organization policy and initiatives related to renewable energy, adoption, and sustainability on the global scale. Like France involvement include supporting Arena's effort to promote renewable energy, technology, and practice worldwide. So you can see that French is, like I like to say, French is a big deal in renewable energy. And let's talk about technology. Hey, when most people think about technology, they think about United States, they think about China, but France has a notable presence in global energy. I mean, global technology development, marked by contribution in various sector and a strong presence leading technology company and research institution. Okay, so let's talk about French healthcare. French healthcare. French healthcare is good. Like it is really good. You know how in the United States it's so expensive to get a hold on healthcare, but in France it is easy. The healthcare system is a universal, comprehensive, and high quality system that provides healthcare coverage to all residents, and it is funded through combination of public and private sources. So the healthcare is top notch. Okay, now let's talk about the industry most powerful firm. To think about the industry most powerful firm, we're gonna have to pick an industry. And when you think about France, what industry you think about the most? Personally, I think about fashion, and that's the I mostly want my career to be based in real estate, but also in fashion. So let's talk about fashion. Like I said, which industry? Fashion. So in French, there's a three big fashion company. We're gonna start with LVMH. We're gonna talk about LVMH, who LVMH are, and what they do, they pros and they cons. Okay. There's also Chanel. Chanel, I said it right. Chanel is very big in France too, and we have Kering. Most people don't know about Kering, but Kering is behind a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's start with LVMH. So LVMH is a multinational conglomerate based in France and is known for its luxury brand in various sectors, including fashion, wines, and spirits, perfume, costume, and watches and they do all. They do all. I think y'all are most familiar with Hermes, Paris. Y'all are most familiar with Moet Hennessy and Louis Vuitton. Okay, so let's talk about the strength and the weaknesses. Okay, we're gonna start with the strength. Okay, so uh, the strength LVMH is a diverse luxury portfolio. Like I was saying earlier, they have a lot of different brands, under their belt. They do have a lot, and the innovation and research and development is top. notch. It is top notch. Like every year they show up with different things. They show up with new things, and they just they're just a revolutionary in the fashion industry, and they're the market leadership. I start with them because in all of the world, when you talk about fashion, you talk about luxury, LVMH is the first. There's nobody else but LVMH in the first place. So let's talk about the weaknesses. The weaknesses of LVMH is regulatory challenges. I don't know if y'all we all know this aunt that has a fake Louis Vuitton purse. Not even an aunt. I mean, personally, I have a lot of aunts that have a fake, fake Louis Vuitton purse. That's mainly what I talk about it. But we also know women that have a fake Louis Vuitton purses. I remember my wife was like, "I need to get a Louis Vuitton purses." I'm like, we cannot afford that right now. I was like, you know what? Let's go to a little shop. We can get a little fake one, and you can enjoy it. And that's the thing. There's so many people copying the product that they're providing, and there's a lot of consumer that cannot they don't have the money to have access to those products, so they go for fake, like me. And let's talk about the economic sensitivity. So fashion is very sensitive, you know. Fashion can the economic sensitivity of fashion can switch like at any days. Anything that happen, it's not really tied to for example, uh, stock is tied to the company, how the company is doing, and all that. It can fluctuate a little bit by public opinion, but fashion is very like emphasized by public opinion. Public opinion can change the fashion a lot, and that's the problem that LVMH faced. So let's talk about the second I like to say lion, a big dog of fashion, and this is Kering. Kering provide a lot of luxury good as just like LVMH. So the strength and weakness of Kering. So let's start with the strength. So Kering has a strength brand portfolio. You know, compared to LVMH has a lot of own a lot of different company. Kering is in more of owning the stocks of those companies. So most of those luxury brands stocks are hold through Kerings. So they're more of a, I want to say that they do some luxury goods, but they're more on a financial part of it. So if you want to invest in fashion, it's mostly Kering. If you want to buy in fashion, it's LVMH. So yeah, and the global presence, they're all over the globe because like I said, they hold all different fashion. And not only in France, all around every country that produce luxury good, Kering is there for them. And the sustainability initiatives. Like I was saying earlier, because their market is so expand and it's in all different country, they can be sustainable. If something happened in a different country and it doesn't affect another one, their stock price will be affected in that specific category, but in another places they be good. So there's that. So now let's talk about the weakness of Caring. Caring is in a very competitive industry. Like I said, LVMH is the lion of fashion, and Kering is a little big, as a little small dog. Yeah, they big, they're giant too. But on the league of LVMH, they're a little dog, and it's hard to compete with LVMH. It is very hard, and the supply chain complexity, it is hard. Like because of LVMH, they undergo all this. So let's talk about the last one, which is Chanel. Chanel Maison Paris. So let's talk about the strength and weaknesses of Chanel. So strength, Chanel is an iconic brand. We know that women love Chanel perfume, Chanel purses, Chanel shoes. Chanel is a lot, and compared to LVMH, Chanel is a little bit more affordable. So it gets a lot of people to have the product, but they also deal with people copywriting their product. And one of the things they struggle also is autonomous and private ownership. So I mean, one of the strengths. Sorry. So Chanel is a private company. So the them being a private company is very good for them because they don't get the stock as they're not trading on the public markets, and the one of the other strength is the artistic creativity. There are Chanel is good. Like I said, a lot of people love their product for that. They're affordable and they are very good. So let's talk about the weaknesses. So it's a limited transparency. Like I was saying, since they're a private company, we don't know exactly. We don't have access to their book. We don't actually see how they're doing all the time. But because of the brand, how the brand is so strong, it's portraying that image that most people are confident about, but we don't really know, and that can be a weakness in somehow. And succession planning. I want to say that because it's a private company, succession planning is done through the family that own it. It's like if the father passed, he's gonna give it to his kids, and sometimes this the kids or anybody that follow up is not equipped for that. They're not really equipped for that. They might run the company to the ground. It is stressful. I do not want to be in the position of the leader of Chanel. It is very stressful. So let's talk about this the summary of all this. So we talk about the formal institution, what they are, how they are viewing how they're defining the country. We talk about the informal institution in France. We talk about the striving industry in France, and we just concluded with the three powerful firm in the industry. There are LVMH, Kering, and Chanel. So from all those that we learned today, would you say that sorry, would you say that France is a good market or not? Personally, I want to say that it is a good market. That's from my analysis, for the analysis that we did today, and the knowledge that I provided to you. I can define that France is a good market, but you shouldn't base what's a good market on what I'm telling you. As business representative, we need to do our research ourselves. I provide my work is a piece of your research. You can work deeper in that and find out if France is really really a good market for you, and depending on that you can choose. I presented the information, you make your own opinion. I provided all the information that's needed, and the choice is yours. So thank you so much for being with me, throughout this presentation. And like we say in French, we say thank you is merci. So I'm telling you, merci beaucoup.